This is Anne Boleyn, the most scandalous woman of the 16th century Europe, whose brief reign ended in execution. But after her head fell, her body was treated with shocking disrespect. Today, we're uncovering the secrets of Anne's mishandled burial. We'll start by examining why no coffin was prepared for her remains, and once we see the challenges her ladies-in-waiting faced with her body, we'll reveal why men were not allowed near her. When a king's wife died, even if she was unpopular, Henry VIII would normally order a coffin, a funeral procession, prayers, and a proper burial place. For Anne, nothing. Absolute silence. In Tudor politics, silence meant, let the officials handle it as cheaply as possible. Anne was executed on charges of treason. Even though those accusations were almost certainly fabricated, the legal status mattered. Traitors were not entitled to a coffin, a ceremony, or a dignified burial. Henry knew this perfectly well. By allowing that system to run its course, he ensured Anne would receive no dignity in death. He wanted to erase her from history as quickly as possible so he could marry Jane Seymour. His behavior after Anne's death is telling. He announced his engagement to Jane the next morning, and he held celebrations the same week. This is not a man grieving or worrying about burial arrangements. This is a man intentionally moving on. To him, Anne was politically erased, and her physical disposal was a small administrative detail. After the beheading, Anne's ladies-in-waiting had to improvise what to do with her body. Anne was attended by 4 ladies during her final days and at the moment of her death. When the French executioner struck, Anne's body collapsed forward and the ladies rushed to gather it. They were extremely distressed, and several reports mentioned that they were crying while doing it. They lifted and carried both the body and the head. This was incredibly difficult and traumatic. Anne's head was completely separated from her body. There was no stretcher or platform, and the scaffold was soaked with blood. They placed the head next to the body and carried both off the scaffold. They then had to wrap the body with whatever they had, as Henry provided no shroud. The ladies used a white sheet from Anne's belongings. With no coffin available, they begged the Tower staff for help. The officers located an old elm arrow chest, a wooden box used to store arrows and bowstrings. It was narrow and too small for Anne, and the ladies had to fold her body tightly to fit it inside. We're not told exactly how, but given the size mismatch, historians infer that her body was folded at the knees, or her legs were angled, or she was placed on her side. Anne's ladies didn't want men near her body for several reasons. In 16th century England, it was considered improper for men to touch the body of a woman, especially a queen. Anne's body had just been beheaded, leaving her partially exposed, and the ladies felt it was their duty to protect her modesty, even in death. They were devoted to Anne, and allowing men, particularly guards or execution officials, near her body could have risked further indignities. Women of high status were often attended by other women in life and in death. Anne was buried beneath the floor of the chapel inside the Tower of London. No monument was placed. Her burial was quiet, rushed, and minimal. Nothing like a queen's funeral. Her exact resting place wasn't formally identified until the 19th century, when excavations in the chapel located the remains believed to be hers. She now has a memorial slab, but it's a modern edition, not original. But what was going through Anne's mind just before her execution? Watch our previous video.